Alright, so we're kicking off with some Esper control. I think this listed something somewhere. Either way, whether it did or didn't, it looks pretty sweet. We're basically blue-black control, which we played a lot of different blue-black. We tried a little bit of Sultai with a similar configuration. This one's got a white splash for Teferi and Chromium at the top end, and then a Profane Profession, and then Vana the Butcher in the sideboard. So some interesting tools here. I like that this deck. I like the white splash in this deck because it does. We always talk about, you know, when we're like building decks, you want to be looking for, you want to be solving problems basically with changes you're making. So it definitely feels like adding white to blue black potentially solves problems that the deck has, because Teferi explicitly gives you answers to like resolved artifacts and enchantments that blue black normally wouldn't be able to interact with. Evening JM, Matt Hun. I feel like on these Wednesday streams, I'm going to start seeing names that we don't normally see during the day. If I mispronounce usernames, I appreciate, feel free to interrupt me, let me know. I won't promise you that I'll fix mispronouncing it, but you can let me know. It's a little quiet. No, I'm on a different computer, Bob. I'm streaming from my upstairs computer, so there's a good chance the audio settings are just different on this system. This hand looks fine. Is it quiet as in your sound is full and you can't hear me quiet? Or just quieter than normal? Yeah, Modern's been rough the last couple of days. Modern's been a little tough. And Stream Decker, yep, yeah. There's a arena button on Stream Decker. In fact, Stream Decker is what I use to convert decks to the arena format when people send it to me and it's not there. Nope, this stream is brought to you by viewers like you. This is we're streaming Arena because Arena's kind of great. And Standard's really sweet right now. Standard's sweet, and Arena is a really great way to play Standard. Stream Decker should be up to date. It looks like they're playing Blue-Black Mirror Sword. It's been a long first match. As a heads up, if people are being paid to stream something, they are legally obligated to disclose that they are being paid to stream it. I have to discard a card. That said, I really didn't want to discard that. I guess I wanted to slide it. I probably would have discarded the Watery Grave, so it's pretty similar. I'm super quiet. All right, we'll have to figure that out. I don't think I have a gain setting on here. How's that? There is a gain setting on there. You know what? I figured it out. Much better. Alright. Declan had gotten a hold of this microphone on the computer the other day, and he twisted all the knobs on the back of it. He's like, I thought there was a gain knob on the back of this thing, and it turns out there is. Perfect, because I'm glad there's a gain knob on this microphone, because I have no idea where to find the window settings. I guess I'm just gonna sit here passing back and forth at this point. We're just gonna like make land drops until someone blinks. Usually the first one to blink loses these types of mirrors. Yeah, Niv Mizzet's really good. I got like 2 Chemister's Insights plus another Insight in the bin. They shocked. That's interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and just kill their Memorial to Folly here. Might as well. So lets them get a creature from the discard pile back to play. Arena is really good software, and if you haven't played this current standard format, you should definitely check it out at some point. The current standard format is really, really good. I wish there was a way to quick... Oh, unban. Timeout. I clicked the wrong... Go ahead, Seth. I'm not used to the setup. I'm not going to be quick to time people out on this computer up here because it is... only have 2 monitors. Hey, Larry the Liquid, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Alright, let's turn this Moment of Craving into some cards, shall we? Love the jumpstart mechanic. Oh, fancy arena stream. I'm Ariel. Thank you for the 8-month resub there. I appreciate that. Every Wednesday night moving forward, we're going to be doing arena. Do I just, like, start jamming? Or do I, like, discard another card to hand size? The cast down's probably useful because they're likely going to have a Crackling Drake at some point. I feel like I'm supposed to just like jam this first Teferi here. I really just don't want to discard to hand size. It could be right to just keep going back and forth here too though, because like at some point we're going to draw our copy of Chromium, and Chromium like I assume cracks this mirror wide open. Nice veneer. Yeah. Yeah, Arena is great and Standard is great. It's just like a good combination. There are 2 good flavors that taste good together. So the problem, Bob, while I agree that usually I like fighting on their end of turn and then untapping and slamming my threat, I don't have anything to fight with is the issue. So like, I don't really have anything super meaningful going on at the moment. So it's not like I have a bunch of counter spells to like pick a fight with. Yeah, definitely have Bolas. Yeah, I guess Crackling Drake is pretty unlikely. That's fair. I have 5 cards in my bin, so I'm going to go ahead and Chemister's Insight at end of turn here so I can flip the Search for Azcanta. Here's a Syncopate. So my turn. I'm gonna discard that so I can flip Azcanta. Hey, Arc Memes, thank you very much for the 3-month resubscription. I do appreciate that. Where am I streaming? I'm streaming from my upstairs computer. So on Wednesday nights, my wife has a D&D group that she hangs out with. And I am, they use our basement where my normal streaming setup is. But actually I have 2 systems that are capable of streaming. Since, this is my yob. That's fine, you have a T3. It's been a while since I played D&D, and their campaign starts while the kids are still awake, so we don't really want to pay for a sitter if both of us wanted to play at the same time. Tiny children are tiny. Sinister Sabotage. That did put Chromium on the bottom of our deck, which is a little unfortunate. So now that we have the Azcanta going, we kind of just have what's similar, looks pretty close to like an insurmountable advantage. So we're just gonna like pile up a couple of counterspells here so we can stick this Teferi at some point. Let's go ahead, Jojo. Yeah, this application is really sweet. Actually, let's start by activating the search for Azcanta. So if I find a cast down, I might just do that. Vraska's Contempt also works. I kind of want to save the Essence Scatter in case they have a Bolas, because the Bolas makes me discard a card. Yeah, I can go to the bottom of my deck here and know that like Chromium is however many cards from the bottom of my deck. So Arena tracks all of this like known information. Yeah, every Wednesday moving forward, I'm going to be having an evening stream now, starting about this time and going for the next, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, depending on how it goes. I've actually removed my Wednesday morning streams from my schedule, so that way I can leave myself the flexibility to run late here on Wednesday nights. Yeah, right? The auto tapper is so good. So I'm gonna have to discard here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and jam the big chuck wagon here. Like I've got stroke, scatter, sabotage, syncopate up. I don't even really need big chuck to resolve here. Honestly, I'm not even sure I'm gonna fight over him. Like I have another chuck over here. I think I'm just gonna let this happen.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
At some point we're gonna hit Chromium, and Chromium will just bury them deep in the ground. Like I feel like I don't really want to fight over any of my threats, and I just want to like fight over theirs. Because if I didn't have the Trump and Chromium in my deck, I would wait. I would fight over these things and like wait to play my Teferi's on a big fight turn. I don't have. Oh, I have a cast down. I'm gonna go ahead and scatter this. Just go ahead and just nip it right there in the bud. How is, again, I haven't really streamed a ton from here. Is the computer fan picking up a ton? This computer, I didn't realize how loud the system fan was on this thing. It might be bad or it might not be. I would love another Sinister Sabotage. Thank you very much. I have 3 mana left, so let's start my turn. Can't hear the fan. Perfect. I'm sure somebody's going to pipe up and tell me they hear the fan, but if I feel like somebody would complain about it if it was bad. So how far are we from this Chromium? We're getting closer. Every time we cast a thing, we get a little bit closer. I'm surprised that they're still playing. And the nice part about the arena timer is, like, if this was on Magic Online, I'd be annoyed that they, like, hadn't conceded or, like, they'd be playing for something. But, like, they're so far out of this game. I just auto-passed because I just assumed this wasn't going to resolve. I guess I'll just stay full stroke this. I definitely just didn't activate my Teferi there because I just assumed he wasn't resolving.
We need to move quickly.
Been playing any AOS lately? A little bit. I was taking a short break waiting for them to put the chaos nerfs in, and then they didn't, or the destruction nerfs in, and then they didn't happen. My body is ready. What's going on, Brecken? How late are you going to be here, Brecken? I'm not sure exactly when I plan to do your thing, but I could probably do it earlier if you're going to be gone later. I think I'm going to run for a while tonight. Vraska's Contempt. I think I'm okay with that. Am I? No, I'm gonna sabotage. Alright, they've decided they don't want to play Magic anymore with me. Sounds good. I'll probably slide it in after this one then. Alright, so I definitely cutting the Ritual of Soot and the Moment of Cravings. They have the Thieves, so I don't want to cut all of my cheap creature removal. Hey, Jujugazb, thank you for the 29-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Put a creature. That is an interesting card. I feel like that's too slow for this matchup. You have to click over to this layout to see how many cards you have. That's exactly 60 out of 60 with the 3 cast downs in my deck. That's probably fine. Jeskai Singleton is a Jeskai deck for the Singleton format. 29 months is a long time. It's like almost as long as Declan's been alive. I think I'm okay with this. I'm gonna click submit. What's going on, a Tiger? Yeah, I'm gonna be here for a bit. Kicking off first deck of the night. Been live for about 15 minutes here. Almost time to move out of the basement. So this hand gets in a little bit of trouble if my opponent has a fast thief, but if they don't have a fast thief, just like making land drops is really important in a matchup like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. There's definitely draws they could have that punish this keep, but I think this is a reasonable keep to have. Oh, geez. Okay. Huh. That's a little rough. I guess this doesn't do anything until... This doesn't do anything until they hit 5 lands, though, so, like, I have time to kill this before then. Deal. My hand is pretty redundant. I assume I'm going to lose the Sinister Sabotage here. Yep, makes a little sense. See if they have a 3rd land here or not. They kept that on top. Yeah, I think it's noted that the rank doesn't really have an impact right now. I'm pretty sure that's part of the incomplete. They don't know what they want to do fully with that yet, Rod. Alright, so I think we just let this happen. If this draws 2 cards once, I think that's fine. So if they have a blue source here, what's going on? Hang in. Hit me, baby. Hit me, baby, one more time. Let's attempt this. Maybe I'm supposed to just attempt the Chemist's Insight. Wow, that just worked. That's so good for me. And like, they missed a land drop here too, which is great for us. That is interesting. So I think I just syncopate this here. Yeah, I'm just gonna sync for 4. I've been really unimpressed with syncopate in a lot of the decks that I've played it in. Hey, HobsXD, thank you for the 6-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Thanks for half a year. Yeah, I like this. So now, and that's a pretty good draw too. Although I guess I want to just hold up. And you can see here, I want to hold up black mana. So again, if I want to force it to use one of these, if I tap that there, now it's going to leave up Glacial plus Isolated Chapel. So pretty much make the auto tapper do what you want without forcibly tapping everything. I think I want to hold up Stroke here rather than play Azcanta. I don't know, that's pretty close. I'm going to play the Azcanta. Let's get this in while the getting's good. If they stick another threat, like if they have another Thief of Sanity, I'm going to feel bad holding up the Stroke. If they play another Thought Erasure, I feel bad holding up the Stroke. If they have like Ral Zarek or Nicol Bolas, I feel a little bit bad. But Search for Azcanta could potentially help me find answers to either of those things. This was a little bit bad. I guess I'm already through 2 copies of Vraska's Contempt, but I guess I have 2 copies of Teferi in my deck here still too. And I am at 18, so like I've got a while before this kills me. Although I guess this thing flips over soon, huh? Yeah, maybe playing this was bad because this is flipping over soon. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Huh. Yeah, I think I messed up. I wasn't thinking, like, I wasn't thinking about, like, how important this was because of how close they were to 7 mana. I was like, the actual effect of Nicol Bolas is, like, whatever. But the fact that they were that close to that much mana makes it a lot scarier.
Kneel before your god.
So I assume they're going to put something back into play here. Oh, I exiled both of their things, right? Yeah, they can actually just draw 2 cards. Yeah, them drawing cards is, like, really not that big of a deal. So I get a bunch of looks here at a, get a bunch of looks here at a Teferi or another thing. Those are counter spells. So I get 2 more looks here. Graveyard, Transform. That is also not a Teferi. So if I activate this, I can hit my last Contempt. It's a copy of Teferi. This thing ults at 12. Duress. Sure. So I have 3 counter spells in my hand. I guess this takes my Teferi away. Maybe I'm supposed to just, like, hang tight on the Azcanta activation there. Oh, that lets them reanimate the Teferi. Alright, yeah, we're done here because we're dead here because I'm dumb. I'm gonna move along to the next one. That was kind of loose on my part. Alright, so think I want the cast out, or the Eldest Reborn here. It takes their Planeswalker out of play too. Bring in a couple of Moment of Cravings. I'm actually going to trim a Duress on against their deck. They have a couple of creatures. How long have I been live? 20 minutes, heading into game 3 of the first match here. We buried them game 1. I messed up game 2. How late are we going? Late. How late? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna do at least 3 decks. Maybe 4, maybe 5. We'll see how we're going. We'll see how many people are here. We've got a pretty good audience already. That's a pretty strong start from the opponent here. If Sabotage and Eldest Reborn. I think I have to take the Sabotage here, but the Eldest Reborn is potentially scary down the line. That's what I'm gonna have to be conscious of. Moment of Craving was an excellent draw. Search is great. And again, I want to leave up a mana here, so we'll float a colorless with this, and then the auto tap will use the other colored one. So I've got 2 shots at a land to kill this, or another Moment of Craving. Yeah, I have a Watery Grave, so that can stay right where it's at. And then actually, if I hit a land next turn, I can Eldest Reborn to kill their next one, which would be sweet. Peace Burn player. What's going on, Grajev? They shocked. Why would they shock? What do they have? They shocked in... I have 3 there. I'm actually gonna go ahead and bin this, just like try and flip this sooner. So we can journal land anyways. I don't understand. Like, did someone ask something about that? Like, why is that something relevant to bring up, Thylin? Yeah, they had a Chemist's Insight, which makes sense. Okay, they had a red source. You know, like flashback insight here. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep working towards flipping this Azcanta sooner. I guess actually I want to Field of Ruin them this next turn, because if I Field of Ruin them, I can flip the Azcanta next turn. Drawing Chromium kind of sucks. Kind of in a bad spot at the moment. Good self-rebooter. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, I think, in response. And, like, even if they stick Nick here, I just, like, discard the Chromium and then play Eldest Reborn and, like, kill their guy. So, like, even their follow-up here isn't particularly good. There's 6 cards in my bin. Yeah, so let's bin this and then transform Azcanta, and then I can start hammering this. Syncopate is an excellent draw. What control deck do you think is better in the control matchup? In this matchup, I'm unsure. I think Jeskai versus any black-based control deck. The black-based control deck tends to have a leg up. But in this matchup, I'm definitely uncertain as to who is ahead necessarily. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So I could find a Scatter or a Moment of Craving here. Perfect. And then if they want to fight over this Moment of Craving, I get to untap and Eldest Reborn them. I have no idea, gaming. This format's very new. That's a pretty like complicated question. Like there's a lot of moving pieces that go into that. Yeah, the Pirates deck's a lot. I've definitely been playing the Pirates deck a bunch off stream. This is a little arena trick. If you click on their end step and then if you click on their end step and then wait, cancel. I think this is gonna use my Azcanta, wasn't it? Yeah, you can see it's highlighting my Azcanta here, which I don't want it to do. So I want to go ahead and float mana. Float mana, and then I want to go ahead and Field of Rune, the Memorial to Folly, and then this will get me an untapped basic, and I can activate my Azcanta. Thanks, Judge. Happy to have you here. The standard content's been a lot of fun to make. They could have an expansion explosion in their hand here at some point, which would be annoying. Like, that's the thing that they could have to punish me tapping out at the end of turn like that. Alright, now I've got enough counterspells that we're probably mostly okay with. This has Flash, right? Flash can't be countered. We discard a card. It loses all toughness, his abilities, gains hexproof. Okay, so this still dies to Eldest Reborn is the thing we need to keep track of. Why is that, Enarunk? Like, those standard formats before that were bad. Like, look at the biggest answer. Like, people ask me, like, what could potentially be different about this standard format versus the other one. Look at the threats that are playable in this format, and like look at the qualities of the answers that exist past those threats. Is basically what comes down to, like, what could make this format different than the other ones previously that we've just come out of that were bad. Like, there aren't energy cards in this format. There aren't Hazards in this format. There aren't all these different things that just create like these really terrible play patterns. And even the more I play, so like Carnage Tyrant's hard to answer, and the more I play, the more I come around to the fact that like there are actually plenty of Carnage Tyrant answers in the format. So I have 3 mana up here, which means I can't syncopate this, so I guess this is resolving. And like the key thing too, and this is another thing I think people miss a lot, is a good standard format doesn't mean there isn't a best deck. A good standard format just means that like the best deck isn't unbeatable. This is a really important difference. All right, sweet. So I hit my 7th land here, which is important because it's going to allow me to slam Chromium at the end of their turn, which Chromium's actually great here, not only because it ends the game quickly, but ending the game quickly means that their Argos Bloodfast becomes worse because they can't really use their health total as a resource if I'm pressuring their health total. This can't be countered, so like this is sticking. Chromium's like super glue. He sticks to everything. Like, welcome to Thunderdome. God, that animation is awesome. It even turns into a little person. That's so fantastic. The animations are so well done in this game. All right, discard a card. I would like to discard this one. Hey, poke you for 1. It can't be blocked. As I say, I was pretty sure it was unblockable too, so. The Twitch Arena extension only works on Windows. I guess I'm streaming. I guess this upstairs system has Windows on it. I could probably set that up on here at some point. Ooh, that's like a really good answer to this, huh? I would like to counter your spell. Man, I kind of was under the impression that Chromium was unkillable, and the fact that he's not is kind of tilting. Alright, so I can syncopate... I can syncopate for 4 here, which means I can't syncopate. Man, are we about to get got? I think we're about to get got, huh? Yeah, I can only syncopate for 4. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I can bring it back. Yeah, the syncopates have been really rancid. Like every deck I've played syncopate in so far in this format, I've just been like, this syncopate was really bad. Yeah, it's another good answer to Carnage Tyrant. One of the pirate that I've been playing, the 2/2 with Death Touch, is a really good answer to the Carnage Tyrant as well. Do I want to just stick Reborn here? Is that what I'm doing with my life? I don't quite have enough mana to do that yet. I think I'm gonna hang tight for half a second. I'm just gonna go ahead and pass for a turn. They could play another creature too. Like, they have some draws in the bank here with this Argos Bloodfast, but like I'm less like drawing with Azcanta every turn, so like I'm not hurting my health total with Azcanta, and my average card quality is higher than theirs. So like they're going to draw multiple cards, but like my hand's already kind of stacked. Yeah, what's going on, Jace? Standard's been sweet. I might have gone and played some standard after this afternoon after the modern this morning. The modern this morning was brutal. Yeah, I haven't had an opportunity to Chemist's Insight away any of the syncopates yet, but that's definitely something we're going to be looking to be doing at some point. Like, I've been activating the Azcanta returns. Like, I haven't had a window where I can, like, activate Azcanta and Chemist's Insight. And I think activating the Azcanta is better than Chemist's Inciting when I have to choose between one or the other. Save 6 mana up here. Yeah, default choices Arena makes for you, which is great. I would love a Teferi, thank you. Alright, so let's do this, let's do this. So I can syncopate unless they pay 4, so I believe this Teferi is about to stack. Me too, Pikes. I think that's part of it too, like, I've gotten beat up playing Modern before, but like, the fact that I'm getting beat up playing Modern and it has to be on Magic Online is like it's like a 1-2 punch that feels really bad. The gameplay is just so fluid on here. Like, even when Magic Online is like freshly loaded and not lagging to crap, it's less smooth than what this client does. They're down to 3 just like from this Bloodfast. Yeah, I was trying to watch, Todd Anderson's been streaming, and he's, like, really good content producer, but just, like, Arena is so, Moto is so rough to watch compared to Arena, at least in my opinion. Alright, so they're at 1. I assume they have, alright, results. Training is almost complete, Sensei. The swords are sharp. What's going on, Nerdster? Thanks for the 913 sub there. I appreciate that. I mean, yeah. Arena's fun to watch. Arena's fun to play. Arena's just fun. You know, it's got a lot going for it. Yeah, it's definitely brought in a ton of viewers from other games. That much is for sure. Let's go ahead and do this. Dig for a negate or a sabotage here. A duress. That's not particularly good.
Want me to phase you out of time?
I mean, I have Eldest Reborn to get Chromium back when he dies. Tilt. I assume I'm losing my Eldest Reborn here? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So this is going to make me discard a card next turn, so I need to think about that. There's Big Tef's Chuckwagon. Alright, so let's go ahead and duress here and see what they've got going on. Do I just tuck their Reborn here? How do you feel about just, like, tucking their Reborn? I guess I could just play this and plus it, but then they Plaguecrafter me. I'm just gonna tuck their Reborn here.
This isn't a fight you can win.
Oh, I could tuck their Freebooter and then Eldest Reborn them. Yeah, I like that, actually. That's a good line. So I tuck this, and then I do this, and then I do this. Okay, so like the problem with this is gonna get my Chromium next turn. Is the issue. No, I think this was worse. Believe it or not, I think chat has led me astray into a worse play. So like, I'm through. I have 2 Tefris and 26 cards. Like I have to like take this Eldest Reborn off the table, right? So I get 5 shots at a Teferi to tuck this here. It's been a wild game. Yeah, Plaguecrafter is very good. It's unfortunate. Alright, so if I Chemist's Insight, it takes me 4 mana, which leaves me... Yeah, I think I'm just dead here. Oh, if they get Chromium, I get Plightcrafter. Gosh, the levels. They could get my Teferi and tuck the Eldest Reborn, but then like I draw the Eldest Reborn back up again. What are they picking back up here? What's the target? Oh. Oh, that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one, chat. So they're gonna have cards in their hands. Like I'm not gonna be able to do that. So they have this, and they have 5. They have 10. They have 11 mana at the moment. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stop on my turn here. Sabotage is actually a good draw. So I want to move to my draw step. I'm going to draw my card for the turn. Then before this thing triggers, I'm going to go ahead and Moment of Craving this Archaeologist. So they're going to get to draw a couple cards here. Oh, it showed me the Kitesail Freebooter that I knew about was in their deck. That's so good. So they're going to draw a bunch of cards here, but then the Archaeologist is going to die, and then I'm going to pick up Plightcrafter here with this, and then I'm going to stick Teferi and draw a card. God, this game has been wild. I would like this Plightcrafter, please. Bye, friend. The grind is very real, chat.
I won't hide from the world. Hold that thought.
Oh, yeah. Just the casual pass the turn with dubs cancel. Teferi dubs cancel. Go. Good luck, Godspeed. I'd like to use my no button on this one. Chemist's Insight. Let's get rid of that one. Because it goes to my bin, so I can guess it later. What's the library count? I think it's probably important. Now, that's a good question. They have 18, I have 16. Oh, jeez.
Don't make another move.
I think I'm down to 1. I think I'm down to 1 Big Tef in my deck here at this point. This has been a crazy game. Alright, so they have 1 card in their hand, they have 2 lands up, I have 9 mana altogether. I think I'm gonna start by using Chemist's Insight with Flashback here, Jumpstart, whatever the heck you want to call it. Yes, I'm still gonna be able to cast this Teferi, even if I don't draw a land here, so let's do this to start. I think I'm tucking the Thief here, honestly. I know the order of my library from Azcanta. Oh, I can't. Why can't I click on it? Is there a reason I can't click on this? Are they gonna play and flip this? I think we're dead. I wonder how many games we're gonna play tonight where we just like run out of win conditions. We're dead at this point.
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Maybe Vana's a thing. I don't know. That felt really miserable. So that was really interesting, and I feel like it highlighted one of the things that's really interesting about this format, which is that I felt like Chromium was going to be this trump that just like I played it and the game ended and there was no way they could win, and that just like wasn't the case, right? And that's one of the reasons why I think this format has the tools in it to be a very successful, interesting standard format for the first time in a long time, because there aren't Hazarets, there aren't Scarab Gods, there are answers that are powerful to basically all the other powerful threats that exist in the format, and that's really what you want out of a good format. You want to be able to have that back and forth instead of one player just getting locked out. Yeah, Plaguecrafter is just like a genuinely good Magic card. I feel like this hand is not keepable. I guess if they're an aggro deck I have Craving onto, I don't know. Yeah, there's no turn for Ulamog. I feel like it's funny. So like a long time ago, there's been a lot of talk about like the answers are better than the threats are better than the answers type thing. And Morrow talked about at one point how they were working to kind of swing that pendulum back in the other direction to bring like the power level of the answers back up in standard. And I feel he said it was going to take a while, but it feels like we've kind of hit that point, and that's one of the reasons why the format is sweet, right? Wife and I will be attending GP Milwaukee. Chances of me being there. I actually think I might go to Milwaukee. So that's the weekend after the Pro Tour, I believe. And if Standard still looks sweet post Pro Tour, I might drive up for it. Milwaukee's actually pretty close to me. I've been enjoying this format a lot, and there aren't SCG Tour events for this format, so I can't like go to an SCG Tour instead of a Grand Prix. Yeah, Contempt is very good. That's fine. You have a Wild Growth Walker. I think we're probably going to wait for them to put one more thing into play here, and then we'll Ritual slip them away. Opponent fumbled, so we're probably just going to run them over here. So Weens, I actually think you need to like play more flexible things, right? So like the 2/2 Death Touch Pirate is a great answer to Carnage Tyrant. The Plaguecrafter is a decent answer. You have Eldritch Reborn as an answer. You have discard spells as answers. There's a lot of ways for you to interact with Carnage Tyrant. You can interact with it inside of combat. You can play what's the 6/6 card called? I'm blanking on its name here. The Demon. Yeah, Settle, Nova. Blue-red has the hardest time dealing with Carnage Tyrant, and even that can play Crackling Drake. There's Detection Tower, there's Dispersal. Just so many good answers. Yeah, and again, just like, it doesn't mean you shouldn't have, and honestly, and another thing that I think hits on what makes this format really good is that I really like the fact that like the only unconditional sweeper in this format is white and costs 5 mana. Like Ritual of Soot is such a sweet and interesting card to have in the format because it's a card that like encourages you to be able to play around it on both sides of the table. So my sub renews tomorrow, but I don't have money in my bank account. I'm transferring money, but I can't seem to log in. What happens when Twitch asks for money and I don't have it? I have no idea, Toxic Flames. I do know that you won't lose your sub streak if you don't renew right away. There's like a, I think it's up to like a month grace period or so where it renews. So if you need to like pull your payment off and then like get it sorted and add it back again later, like that's really not an issue. You won't lose your boot or anything like that of your progress towards the next one. Yeah, Chromium has Flash too. This dude closes. Coffee's for closers, and Chromium's getting himself a cup of joe. Yeah, I thought it was 30 days. 30 days sounds right. My flyer's bigger than your flyer. My flyer's bigger than your flyer. I'm probably gonna start holding excess lands in my hand to keep Chromium alive here. Can discard a card to give Chromium make Chromium a 1/1 with hexproof and unblockable till end of turn. I think Citywide Bust is gonna be good in this format. I have no idea. Depends on like what the threat base ends up shaping up looking like. Our Twitch baby is here. What should we name it? Thanks for the 9 months, Rick. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. It's the Justin. No, this deck actually has ways to kill people. It's got Tefreeze and Chromium in it. We actually played a Justin style deck that like only had 1 Chromium as the only win condition. Just like played a bunch of Fogs. Was a Justin style deck that we played the other day. Yeah, that's the Primal Amulet deck. I would like to cast this demon down, please. How much health would you like to pay? And this is sweet too, like, normally, like, when you're the control deck and you kill the Doom Whisperer, they're like, okay, I'll just surveil a bunch, but, like, we have Chromium in play and we're pressuring their health total, so, like, they really can't afford to surveil more than once or twice a year. Zap. Sorry it took a bit. You're fine, Dwight. Thanks for the support. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Have you dipped into the new standard format at all? It's really sweet. Arena is also excellent. You're one of the many people who dipped into Hex with me. This is the Magic game we've been waiting for. And thanks for the tier 2, Dwight. You're awesome, Rod. Big Choops. I might as well Essence Scatter this, right? Because, like, I have to discard a card anyways to, like, protect it. Have you seen the black-red burn deck? In Standard, I've not. Yeah, the notification Streamlabs did an excellent job with them. The animations in Arena are also sweet. This is gonna be, I didn't do evening streams for a little while just because like my schedule was all over the place, but moving forward I'm gonna be doing every Wednesday here with Standard on Arena, and then I'm gonna be doing Friday afternoon into Friday evening as well to kind of give people who can't catch my normal Monday to Friday daytime streams a chance to watch live. This is my dragon's hard to kill. Oh, I did see that one actually at 5 out of League, right? Should we have held Scatter for a Pligecrafter? That's a good point, Drew. I wasn't thinking about that. Definitely should have held Scatter for. We just got by Pligecrafter too and talked about it. Are we playing with Rail's Air Control again? There's one of those in the queue. Standard for the most part, until we get closer to the Invitational or the Grand Prix, Standard's just gonna work pretty much the same way Modern works, right? Where I just like work off the queue. I don't think this is a Vana matchup. I think this is for like things that I guess this kills Planeswalkers, but they kind of pressure my health total a little bit. They probably trim some of their removal against me, which makes Vana potentially better. What's going on, Sando? Good evening. Definitely want the strokes. Syncopate probably gets pretty bad pretty quickly, especially on the draw. Maybe Sabotage too. Actually, there's a chance Syncopate's better on the draw. I'm not sure anything is a Vana matchup. Yeah, Vana gains back health, which is important. Like, this honestly, this could just be here as like a Batter Skull. I could see that like you don't use the activated ability that much, and it's just like basically a Batter Skull. No, I've seen the list before now that I thought about it a little bit more. I've definitely seen that list. Seems neat. They said we've got plenty of standard decks in the queue, so I'm mostly working off of that. I'm not hunting down any of my own decks. And when I am working on my own decks in standard, I'm definitely mostly focusing on the Pirates deck right now. I like the Pirates deck a lot. It's been a lot of fun. That's been my, I'm waiting off stream. I'm playing and I'm off stream, and that's the deck I've been poking at. You're right. We did see Pelt Collector, which implies they're maybe a little bit lower to the ground. But they're on Pelt Collector, Fungal Infesting should be good. Should there be a Steam Vents in Dredge? I honestly don't know, Chef Seth. I think if you're on Gemstone Mines, you probably don't need Steam Vents. But if you're not on Gemstone Mines, the Steam Vents is probably decent. I don't think I can keep this against the Pelt Collector on the draw. His hand's not great, but Craving's definitely a keep. I'm gonna bottom a 5th land there, especially one that doesn't make my things come into play untapped. Yep. These Explore creatures are so powerful. Just like a 2/3 with Scry 1, basically. If they Jade Light, the question is, do I scatter it or do I just Craving it in response to the trigger? I think I Craving it in response to the trigger. That could go either way. Yeah, I'm gonna let this one happen and Craving it in response to the trigger. So you want to do it in response to the trigger because if there's a non-land on top of their deck, it'll get out of Craving range. And since I don't have a Ritual sit in my hand already, I'd prefer that just not happening. Yeah, the Explorer dudes are very, very powerful. It's like pick up a lot of consistency to the deck. So they have Jade Light on top of their deck now, and I drew a Moment of Craving. So like now the question becomes like, do I Craving this or do I scatter? I think I'm just supposed to scatter here. Because the Craving can potentially clean up something that resolves, like when I stick Teferi, for instance. Also, like, did they miss a land drop yet? They did. They are missing a land drop here, so that's really good for us. Let's go ahead and stick my Azcanta. Let's go ahead and play my Glacial Fortress. Toxic, did you see Rod's message? Rod said if you DM them tomorrow, they would gift you a sub while you get things sorted. And like I said, even if Rod wasn't a very generous individual, you have 30 days to like not lose your streak. Trophy. That feels a little bit bad. I guess I get a land out of it still. And like that's like one less trophy that they don't have for Teferi. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just like do this and take the Squire out of play here so I can play this Teferi and have a little bit less pressure in play. Feels a little bit bad drawing Ritual of Soot after I burned a moment there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Alright, play this Drown Catacomb. I'm gonna go ahead and untap my field just in case they give me something worth fielding. Has mana step been limiting or bad so far? It hasn't been. So, and one of the reasons why the mana in this deck is good and why this works as an Esper deck is because this is a blue-black control deck that's splashing a 5 cost white card. Hey, Bind Mine, thanks for re-upping that Prime support for the 3rd month in a row. Welcome back. I appreciate that. And this is one of the things I think people don't think about enough when they're playing third splash decks like this. Like when you don't need your 3rd color until the 5th turn, it makes your mana a lot better, right? Because you could like be missing white for a very long time. Austin, thank you for the 3-month resub as well. Welcome back, folks. Hope you're doing well wherever you're at in the world. Hope you're enjoying some of this sweet new standard format.
No time.
Oh, we got 600 people here. That's awesome. It's always tough to gauge, especially when it's a time when I don't normally stream, like, are there going to be people or not? I think I'm supposed to Ritual of Soot and kill the Seeker Squire because it keeps my Teferi alive for another turn. Like, while it doesn't feel amazing to, like, 1-for-1 that there, it does keep them from killing my Planeswalker, which is ideal. Nice, Austin. Yokar, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome. Thanks for shipping those Bezo bucks this way this month, keeping me employed here. What on God's green earth does that do? Create a 6/6 video keep you to sacrifice a creature or this deals. Well, that's scary. Dwight, you can you have to load back into it to get into the Discord server. So if you go, you have to be on your desktop computer and go into your connections, and you should see a join server button there. No, I don't have any experience with socket programming. So unfortunately, Teferi's about to eat it here because we're flooding a little bit, but we are going to have Sir Trescant online next turn, which is nice.
Stop that. I won't let you win.
So Tef's gone. So I'm actually the Holy Helix Fossil another month, another 5 Bezo bucks for the best Magic streamer. Thank you for the support, Helix. I appreciate that. Welcome to the second of what will hopefully be many Wednesday Night Magic streams. Packs on Arena cost $1, I believe. I'm not sure if I have any in-game currency at the moment, though. I need to check. I actually bought another $100 worth of stuff and ripped packs before the stream so I could put all these decks together. That's my life. Every time we're short cards to build a deck, I just give Watsy another Benjamin. It's like, here you go, just slide it across the table. Enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and Field of Ruin here for no value on this Overgrown Tomb. And the reason why I'm doing this is it puts the 7th card in my discard pile. And the reason why I want a 7th card in my discard pile is because this way, if Search for Azcanta shows me a card that I want to keep on top of my deck, I can keep the good card and still flip my Search for Azcanta this turn. Because remember, you don't have to bin the card with Azcanta to flip it. You just need 7 cards in your discard pile. I actually think coming from having spent a bunch of money on Hearthstone, the price for packs in Arena is very comparable to what you get in Hearthstone, or even arguably a little bit better what you get for the amount of actual dollars you put in. That's unfortunate they're killing our Azcanta. So we really don't have anything going on here in our hand. The biggest issue with there's 2 issues with the Arena economy. The first is that you tend to come up a little bit short on rare, what are called wild cards, when it comes to crafting the specific cards that you get points to do, basically. And the other issue is that the arena economy isn't very clear as to what you're getting for the money that you put in. I think that's the biggest issue. Like once I started putting money in and I understood what I was getting for the money that I was putting in, I think what I'm getting for the money I'm putting in is actually very reasonable. But arena itself isn't very upfront or clear. It like obfuscates what you're getting for your money, which is just annoying. It feels dishonest. Like, I'm happy with what I've gotten from the money and I don't regret putting my dollar dues into the system, but I wasn't clear what I was going to get for my money when I put it in. Hey, Turner, thank you for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for keeping me employed with that. Blood Operative inside of green black is interesting. That card's probably very good in the mirror. Alright, we're looking for a Ritualist here, which I believe I still have 2 copies of in my deck. Oh right, this is post board. Let's start with this. I'm a little drunk and I'm about to buy Mono Blue on Arena 1. Please stop me. Where can I find this? I'm going to encourage you to do it because it's very cheap to build. You can find it on my YouTube channel under the deck list in the video DMS or in my Stream Decker page. Either of those. Mono Blue is cheap and fun, and Arena is fun, so I would highly recommend picking up Mono Blue on Arena. It's a great intro deck to pick up. What tier sub lets you submit a deck? A tier, well, so any subscriber can submit a deck for $10 using the submission form. Tier 3 subs get a complimentary deck list every month submitted with their just on the house included in their $24.99 sub. All the details on how my deck submission process works can be found here on my website. I think I just let Teferi... I'm just, like, sacrificing Teferi here, right? Because, like, they're going to be able to kill Tef anyways. Like, they were going to get, like... They're getting 6 extra points of damage here by me sacrificing Tef, but I think I'm pretty okay with that, right? Like, I got a bunch of looks for finding Ritualist here. Perfect. So this has Vigilance too, right? That's awesome. So let's do this, which cleans out everything except the Vinebroker. I have Disdainful Stroke and this other thing. I have plenty of mana. I want to put the Swamp into play here still. So I get to attack with this. This thing has a pay 7, destroy target non-land permanent. Yeah, that's fine actually. I just like crunch. This card seems really sweet. People are complaining about this card on the sideboard, like saying it doesn't make sense, but it actually seems very powerful. Yo, what's going on, Rixel? Moving forward, I'm going to be doing a Wednesday night stream every single week here on the channel. As soon as the Deckmaster extension supports operating systems other than Windows, I'll be adding it for sure. I'm just like not. And maybe if they don't support anything, I talked to the guy and he said that he's planning on, he potentially would have time to expand what he's supporting in December. So if he doesn't have it sorted by the end of the year, I'll probably just pick up another SSD so I can put Windows on my computer. But for now, I'm not gonna install Windows just for the Deckmaster extension, I don't think. I do agree the Deckmaster extension is really slick. Those are a lot of lands. We do at least have Vana plus a Sabotage here. I think we're still ahead even though we're super flooded, right? Yeah, this can be countered, right? Oh, I also can just kill it. Yeah, I don't even need to counterspell that, right? I just like pay 2 and then zap it. This Vana is just like taking over the entire game. Just like, whoa, what the heck happened? Did I click what? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Vana's not instant speed. Only during your turn. Oh, that's such a weird way. I mean, like, we're fine, right? Like, all right. So how do I hold control? So like, I wanna go to combat. I wanna No, I wanna attack. I want to declare an attacker. No, I don't want them to block. I don't want them to block. How do I... All right, so this is just like complete nonsense. No, this is an instant, chat. Control Shift. No, wait, cancel. What is going on? Okay, so resolve. And now do this. Okay, that's the first issue I've had with this interface. So I should be 4 points of health higher, and they should be 4 lower. So I should be at 17, and they should be at 8. It's Control Shift. Control Shift locks in full control mode. Okay, so holding control enables it till the next priority or whatnot. So I wanted to declare Vana as an attacker, and then before blockers during my declare attackers phase, I wanted to activate Vana's ability. Shift control is what I was looking to do. Yeah, so I wanted to declare her as an attacker. All right, and then now, okay, so that's what I'm doing. So when I enable full control with shift control, so like you see how she's attacking, but we haven't moved to blockers yet. Now I could activate her ability, and she's still declared as an attacker, and I could kill a blocker before they get to blockers. Basically, is how it would work. Yeah, so good control plus shift together makes me do what I wanted to do there in arena. So I just didn't know the hotkey there. And now that we know it, it's super easy. Yeah, we learned that we can't use the ability. Her templating is really rancid. I don't know why you would template this card like this. It seems really poor. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this now rather than... And, like, we would be attacking for lethal here if I hadn't messed up the interface. I guess I didn't even need to use the cast down. I could have attacked and then activated her there. So they need, like, double Doomblade here. And cast down. Cast down doesn't do it. They need, like, Price of Fame here. Yeah, they're just dead. I don't even know. Yeah, I couldn't get it to compile on Linux, Velik. So if anybody knows anything about Electron and wants to help me get the Deckmaster source code to compile for Ubuntu, I would appreciate you. Voltron, I don't know what it is. It's some JavaScript like front end that I've never used before. My wife thinks you should pay rent for how often she has to listen to you in her house. You should tell her to turn the talkie man down. The man in the talkie box. Yeah, but that's such an awkward interaction, K-Jockey, and that's like one of those interactions that's like a real feel bad for new players. 1804 Velik. It's not JavaScript. It's some kind of sandbox. I don't look at the Deckmaster GitHub. It's some kind of web scripting thing that I am not qualified or familiar with. Yeah, the plugin's open source. Actually, gosh, I love how many nerds exist in the Magic community. Yeah, if you Google Deckmaster, it's the Fujiman's extension. It's open source, and it should theoretically compile for me. And you just need to change the path. You need to change the path that it looks for the output log, but I can give you that path. Yeah, that's the source code there. If someone could get that either to compile for me to run on 1804 for Ubuntu or run under Wine. The Windows version under Wine, the GUI doesn't work. But if anybody can make that work, I would definitely like snap off using that because it's really good. Like I said, my experience is limited to like C and Python. Oh god, it's another do nothing mirror. So like this deck seems really good, but I don't think I could play this deck in a tournament. Like these do nothing Hallowed Fountain mirror matches, they suck. I'm like, obviously Hallowed Fountain is not legal in this format, but these do nothing Teferi matchups, they're just miserable to play in my opinion. Yeah, I guess this deck doesn't have Thought Erasure. We have Duresses in the sideboard, though. Yay, making land drops. Our hand's actually pretty good here. We've got double Big Chuck and a couple of counter spells. So I actually don't mind. So like, if you've been following the stream, you know that I've been playing blue-black, like, mid-range, the Disinformation Campaign deck, and I actually really like that deck in matchups like this, but this one that, like, doesn't have demons to kill people feels, like, really awkward. I guess I'm discarding this Essence Scatter. Also, as somebody who's willing to pay for convenience and like not having to buy an SSD and install Windows on it, if there's an actual professional out there that understands the Fujiman Deckmaster thing and wants me to pay them to make it work on Linux, I'm willing to pay you for your time. Because you'll be saving me money. I'm gonna have to buy a Windows license and an SSD if I can't make it work. The blue-black mid-range deck is on my YouTube channel. Blue-black Operative or blue-black Control or something. Actually, it was on my it was in my article today too. Articles. It was in my article today was talking about it. Message on Twitter. I don't think I see a message on Twitter. Unless it's not refreshing. I don't see a message on there. No, I'm not gonna steal software. Stealing software is wrong. I'm aware that I could steal a copy of Windows and not pay money for it, but that's I have these pesky morals. They're so annoying. They don't let me do things like steal music on my stream either. So I'm not sure that I want to add standard to the website. How many lands do I have here? I think this is a big Chuck turn. I'm just gonna like try and stick old Chuckwagon here. Rather than discard again. Seventh place list from the open sounds correct. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these no win condition mirror matches. I like decks that are very interactive, but I definitely tend to favor mid-range decks because like they can actually end games. Oh, did it come through? And like Syncopate's just like a steaming pile of dog poop again. Just like every time we play with Syncopate, it's awful. They're gonna like try and stick their Chuckwagon here. All right, I would like to Disdainful Stroke your Chuckwagon. All right, and then if they sabotage me here, I can Syncopate their sabotage. Unless you pay 3. Actually, I'm gonna Syncopate their no, I'm gonna Syncopate their sabotage. Let's do that. Yeah, and like if they counter my counter here, I get to like contempt their, like they'll draw a card, but then I get to untap and contempt their Teferi and then play my own Teferi. So like they resolve Chuck, but like I'm gonna kill Chuck, play my own Chuck, have counter spells up. Like they have 5 cards. I think we're actually gonna end up ahead here. Keep up the awesome content. Voris, thank you for the 10-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed. Then I have yeah, I have 7 mana here, so I get to Teferi and I can Syncopate a 2-mana counterspell here. Should I tuck it and hold up no more mana? No, I want to draw cards right away. And like tucking it doesn't hold up that much more mana because it this untaps 2 lands. Do I want to play that? I don't think so. And like tucking is a temporary solution to a permanent problem is another thing, another part of it. Why is Teferi Chuck? I don't know. That's what we called him. Just gonna go ahead and do this. This is game 1, so like there's a good chance they might not have another counterspell here. And like even if they do, I can like, and they like Tef my Tef, I can contempt and then play my other Tef again. The old tuck chuck tuckum. Do the old some chuck tuckery. The old Tom chuckery.
Let's slow this down.
That's true. It was Big Tef Shuckwagon was the name of that. You're right. You're super correct. All right, let's use these Field of Runes here. Again, it doesn't like to use the Field of Runes, so you can tap just those. Force the auto tapper to use them. I'm gonna put a stop on my end step here. So that way I can untap my lands with Vraska's Contempt. Devious Cover Up. Counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting something, you're gonna shuffle 4 cards. That is that's a weird card. That's a weird card to have in their deck, right? That's a weird one, right?
I won't hide from the world. We need to move quickly.
Alright, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put Search for Azcanta into play. I have a stop at my end step, so we're gonna untap my lands with Teferi's Trigger. And then I'm going to play... I'm gonna put full control mode on here just in case. So I want that to happen, and then before we pass the turn, I'm gonna exile their Chuck. Just like, bye, Chuck. Wow, full control mode really means full control. I gotta click on all the mana and everything. We need to move quickly. Definitely played in the slowest of decks. Destroy all enchantments. That's hot. Do they have an answer to Chuck? They don't appear to have an answer to Chuck. So, I think I'm just heading in the upward direction here. If they flip this, I have Field of Runes in place. Like, I'm not super worried about that. Yeah, for those of you that are enjoying the late night slot here, moving forward, I'm going to be live every Wednesday night. We've been going for about an hour now, and I'm going to be going from about an hour ago, about 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time or so, until about midnight, maybe a little bit later. Wow, they flipped it. That's good for me. Should we be keeping lands for Chrome Dog? Yeah, that's a good point. Chrome Dog. I like Chrome Dog. All right, we have to nickname every card in the Esper deck, chat. Yep, you gotta sabotage. What on God's green earth is that? How do I see the backside of this thing? All right, exile, add max mana or X is your left side. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna kill this. Is that okay? Hi, I'm Chrome Dog. You're crime dodge. Don't you? Do you think I can read? Okay, I might be a Magic player, but I can read. I know many Magic players can't read, but I can. That's why I'm a professional, because I can read. I've got literacy on my side, chat.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, so far. So this is actually like the first new time frame, right? Because like my Monday through Wednesday mornings are the same times as my normal stream. So today and Friday are different times, and then I'm theoretically taking tomorrow off. But the upside to taking tomorrow off is that I'm able to go very, very late this evening, which is exciting.
No time for a break.
Rainbow Lich is a hot meme. Would like to draw some cards, please. Please, please, sir, can I have some more? I do have mismatched Tefris. They gave me this one for free, and I wasn't spending a 4th wild card when I had this one. Okay, chat? Don't judge me. You're judging me. I can feel it. Stop judging me. Yeah! Chuck Wagon's gonna ultimate. Alright, we got some Strokes, we got some Nagates, we got some Duresses. Eldest Reborn seems good. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Vana comes in most places. Zeta32, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome to the party. I really wish I had a deck total on that screen. That's actually 60 out of 60 perfectly. Vana triples our win cons. Do I want to invoke the Divine here to destroy an artifact or enchantment? It's better than Essence Scatter? Yeah, that's true. Scatter's pretty bad. It's not like Syncopate bad, but it's pretty bad. And Invoke's probably pretty good here. They had the artifact too, right? I don't think I want a Profane Procession. Should Vana just be main? So I don't think Vana should be main board. So I think it's okay to have a card like Vana, especially in control decks like this where you board in most of the time. Having Vana in the sideboard means that your opponent's less likely to have removal in post board against you, which is nice. The Chivalrous Chap. Old matey boy. Thank you for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm watching Past Jeff on YouTube. He seems like a cool dude. Past Jeff has his moments. He has some bad moments too, but you know, he's just a dude like most dudes trying to get by in this cold hard world. Search for Azcanta. I think they bottomed, right? I'm definitely taking this Search for Azcanta, right? Bye, friend. I love that it just leaves their hand flipped up here. That's so good. Oh, they don't have a land. You don't have a land, friendo. That's sad. I think I'm gonna lock in Elves for the Invitational. Who thinks I should play Elves at the Invitational? Can I get a show of hands in chat? Should I just lock in Elves? I feel like I should lock in Elves. I kind of want to just like find a proactive, decent deck for Modern, and just like focus on Standard finding a good deck. It's like all the I've just been dying playing all the Feel Smart decks, and it's just like hasn't felt good. I really just don't like the Feel Smart decks have felt really bad, and like I don't think we've ever done worse than a 3-2 with Elves. It's just so absurdly consistent. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I have the brain power to play Amulet Titan for an entire tournament, even half a tournament. Yeah, like the upside to like locking into something like Elves in Modern for the Invitational is that I don't have to spend time testing Modern for the tournament, which just like saves me time. Like testing for a dual. Testing for a dual. Dear opponent, please can you testify for the court opponent where Teferi wronged you? Please testify. We will put you into witness protection, opponent, if you testify against Teferi and tell us what he did wrong. I'm gonna play one more actual match with this deck. We played like 3 actual matches. Yeah, exactly, right? Which like leaves me more room. Elves is a quick deck. Like we 5-0'd with Elves in like an hour and 5 minutes this afternoon. It was great. I think if I can figure out how to get Elves to flip coins against blue-white control, it's the deck I should play. And Stain the Mind for Terminus sounds like a very reasonable way to do that. Yeah, honestly, I think Elves is better against the control decks than that deck is. I don't think that's strictly true, Mills. I don't think there's enough interactive decks in Modern for that to be true. And, like, basically every deck in Modern loses you some percentage points when people know what's going on. So, like, you know, I'm not hiding what I'm doing. I'm gonna scatter that. It's kind of unkillable. I wonder if they're playing the... Todd Stevens has been streaming Green-White mid-range. Green-White Angels, whatever you want to call it. I have a lot of decks. So, again, and this is the thing about Modern, right? Modern isn't about beating one matchup, because there's so many matchups in Modern. What I'm trying to do is I have a matchup that I know I don't want to lose outright to, but I want something that's good against the field and doesn't outright lose to the Hallowed Fountain decks. And the Elves deck is just consistently excellent. There's plenty of decks I could play that, like, always kill Hallowed Fountain decks, but, like, they're just not fantastic against the field, which means they're not a good choice. Pikes. I missed some bits. Pikes. Green, white, West Coast. That's what you call it. Oh, I'm a hungry boy. I'm craving some Vanguard for dinner. To be fair, green, white's actually playable in this format. Like, this is the type of format we should be, like, playing green, white poopers. Do I just like Big Chuck and, like, Tuck the Stork? I think I just like Big Chuck and Tuck. Big Chuck and Tuck, chat. The old Big Chuck and Tuck. I love Hexproof from a color. Hexproof from a color is so much better than both regular Hexproof and protection. It's such an elegant mechanic. They, like, finally got it right, it feels like.
We need to move quickly.
What do you think about Bant Spirits? I'm not a big fan of Bant Spirits. I think playing Tempo decks without Lightning Bolt feels really bad. I agree that Bant Spirits is one of those decks that I think falls in is good against blue-white control, but I really don't like playing it against the field. Hexproof from colors sucks because it punishes you for the same things protection. No, it doesn't, Anaronk, because you can block it inside of combat. So, like, if you have black creatures, you can fight with this card in combat. No, I've got Teferi. Teferi's a win condition. Big Tef drives his chuck wagon. He's going places. He's doing things. I'm gonna go ahead and contempt this. Maybe I should just sabotage there. It's possible I should just sabotage there. Looking for an untapped land here. Let's keep that right on top. So untapped land means I can go this into the old chuck wagon plus hold up sabotage.
I'm known for my hold that thought.
Yeah, his deck looked really good against green-black decks. Which, and honestly, again, like, that's a sign of a good format to me. Like, if you can build a deck to beat the best deck, that's a good place to be in Standard. It's when when the best deck is, like, something like mono red full of Hazarets that, like, things really become an issue, right? Because, like, there just aren't good answers to those things. I think if they play this other Knight, I'm just going to let it resolve. So, Shalai, I'm going to sabotage. But Knight dies to Ritual of Soot, so I'm just going to let that one hang out. I'm going to ditch the Chemist's Insight here. I'm going to dig for a Ritual of Soot. So this puts, how many cards in my bin now? There's 6 in there. So if I bin this as Kanto transforms. How do you beat Golgari mid-range? There's lots of ways to beat Golgari mid-range. You can go under them. You can go over them. You can read my article this week talking about some great decks that are good against Golgari mid-range. Let me go ahead and just Soot here. I'm just gonna get the board clean. Maybe I should wait on this, so, like, because they're gonna play this other Knight of Grace out. Yeah, Big Chuck's at 4 here. That was probably a little bit aggressive use of Ritual of Soot. But, like, I'm also just, like, really far ahead here, right? Like, I've got Teferi going. I've got Azcanta going now. So people are just hurt, right? People have been abused for a long time now, and they're just, like, used to whatever the best deck in Standard is being completely oppressive. It's been a long time since that wasn't the case. And they've only got 3 cards. Yeah, this looks like Todd Stevens' pile of poop. Which, this deck actually looked very good if you were looking to beat up black-green. It looked like it kind of struggled against these more controlling decks, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was a decent matchup for us. I'm gonna look for Ritual of Soot here. I've got 2 more of those. I've got that. Chuck's at 5. We also get to untap my Azcanta here with Teferi, so using it proactively has that upside. Rod, there is a report function for that. It's not in client, I don't believe, but someone else, Zach Elsick, tweeted, if you tweet at them, they'll tell you where to report. Mardu vehicles rustled my Jimmy too hard. I need to heal. Yep. We've been standard. It's been a long time since we've been a good standard format. I'm just gonna let that resolve. We're just like looking for another ritualist here. Looking for a soot. Looking for a soot. Heidi ho the cheerio. Looking for a soot. I guess I already have another Chemister's Insight. I can't even hold all these cards, chat. It's really annoying. That sucks, Rod. Is this a concession ritual? This feels like it might be a concession ritual.
Let's skip to the good part.
One of those are we done here type moments. Yeah, we're done here. All right. A scale of 1 to 10, how much am I liking new standard? Solid 9. Format is very good. And Arena makes it a 10, honestly. Arena is the Magic video game that I have wanted for, I don't know, forever. Forever and always. This software is very good. And as someone who is very critical of a lot of the things Wizards of the Coast does, you should know that I don't say this software is very good lightly. I mean, this application is awesome. My main complaints surrounding the application don't involve the actual software quality. They involve like managerial decisions, basically. So, and there are ones I can learn to live with, I think. Do I get rid of Chromium here? I feel like I don't need Chromium to win this. Profane Procession. Oh yeah, that card seems sweet. Let's bring that in. Need how many more cuts here? I need 4 more cuts. Like one of my complaints are, why can't I see how many cards are in my deck in this screen? I pride myself on being very fair and critical. I pride myself on being fair and balanced. I'm like the inverse of Fox News. When I call things out, it's because they have issues. Yeah, me too, Jack. The fact that it like shifts roles is so fantastic. It really is, Big Kitty Fan. People are terrified of change. Another thing too is like I think some of the MTGO people who are hating on Arena are people that like have a lot of money tied up in Magic Online as like an investment, and they're scared that that's going to disappear. So Teferi kills your opponent in the actual stone cold worst kind of way. Once you emblem him, you start tucking him with himself, so you never deck, and you just slowly exile all their cards. Nobody said Magic players were bright. It's the worst kind of way, and you're a monster if you think otherwise. Not only does this offer a free-to-play experience if you want it, but the pay-to-play experience is very reasonable in this application. As somebody who's put money into Magic Online and Hearthstone and a couple of other, you know, card game related things, the pay-to-play experience on here is not bad. I think we might be dead here. Like, I guess I can Vraska's Contempt this next turn. We're kind of getting beat up. No play here is really good for us. I guess they're probably playing around Ritual of Soot, but like that definitely plays into like what we're looking to do here. Can you install the MTG Twitch extension? The Twitch extension only works on Windows currently. So hopefully we'll get that sorted at some point. The person that makes the extension said they might be able to help me support other operating systems in December when they get time, but we'll see. So I just like play a land and start exiling their stuff, right? Just that one. Gobble. Humph. This card is sweet. Isaac Sakag, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, Arena works quite well with wine. I think we're dead, chat. I think we're dead. This deck does not have good answers to Carnage Tyrant. Yeah, Arena works fine through wine staging. 3.17. We can't gobble that one, chat. I think we're dead. I think we're dead. So there are a lot of good answers to Carnage Tyrant in the format. However, this deck really isn't playing any of them, which might be we're gonna do a wrap-up segment here in a second. We've been playing for about 90 minutes, but I guess I'll bring in my Eldest Reborn. I guess, do I bring in Chromium to trade with Carnage Tyrant? Gosh, that seems terrible. I don't think I want to do that. Yeah, I don't think Citywide Bust is castable. We only have 9 white sources, so Citywide Bust is not on the table. Reborn's okay, but we have to have the rest of the board clear. I think this deck should play some Pirates in the sideboard. This deck can't play double white spells. One of the biggest reasons people's 3-color decks fail or have inconsistent mana is because they don't select their spells accordingly with their mana base. This is a blue-black deck that's splashing a 5-mana white card. So there aren't actually that many white sources in the mana base because you only need 1 white for Teferi and you don't need it till much later in the game. Yeah. I think I would like some Direfleet Poisoners in the sideboard. I love some blue black decks playing that card. I've been playing them in the Pirates deck just for the synergy, and they're really good against Carnage Tyrant. They're really good against Carnage Tyrant. You've not missed Rainbow Lich. So for those not familiar with how the stream works, all the decks that are listed in the stream title currently are decks that I have yet to play. So this is the first deck of the evening. I'm gonna be playing 2 or 3 more tonight. I think I'm gonna do Jeskai Control after this, and then maybe Singleton. Rainbow Lich is a 5-color Lich deck. It's in the deck queue. Yeah, I don't think our 3-color deck can afford more colorless lands though, because like Field of Ruin is like pseudo fixing, right? It's like a slow evolving wilds basically. This should be pretty good for us here. We'll see what they play out. They play like a Shalai here. I'll probably, if they're just passing, that's absurdly good for us. I've not yet Cloud Azir. Would Discovery Dispersal be good in this deck? Maybe. I could see that potentially being okay. So, like, the problem with Plaguecrafter, I think I would like Direfleet Poisoner rather than Plaguecrafter in this deck. And the reason for that is, Plaguecrafter, the board has to be empty in order for Plaguecrafter to kill Carnage Tyrant. Same thing with Eldest Reborn, right? So, like, there's a lot of board states where, like, those cards don't take Carnage Tyrant off the table, whereas the... what's it called? Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Poor Chuck. Poor Chuck, I hardly knew ya. I just want to do it. Zanman, you can always find my preferred deck list on my website. So jeffhoagland.com. You can find my blue-red tab up there. We played blue-red earlier today with some Ionize in it, and it was pretty lackluster. Yeah, Dispersal's okay. I don't know, Dispersal's just like very situational as well, whereas like Direfleet Poisoner is like okay against red decks, and it gets to come in against Carnage Tyrant pretty cleanly. Oh, I mean, I guess I get a Shalai here. Play my Shillelagh. The problem is their Shillelagh is going to be bigger than my Shillelagh. I think we did, friends. Would I play at a GP next weekend? I have no idea. I would work on a few different things. I don't think. I would prepare. I hate the question, what would you play at an event next weekend? Because I'm a responsible Magic player. If I'm going to take the time to go to a tournament, I would practice a bunch before that tournament. And I don't have any tournaments coming up, so I haven't been practicing. This deck felt just kind of okay. I really wasn't super into what was going on here. These kind of do nothing control decks that don't really have any win conditions, I'm not a huge fan of. I definitely am a bigger fan of the more mid-range slanted blue-black operative deck that we've played a bunch on stream. I think if you wanted to play this kind of do-nothing deck in the form of these colors, I would definitely want, like we were talking about, some Dire Fleet Poisoners in the sideboard. What they're called? Dire Fleet Poisoners? Yeah, Dire Fleet Poisoner. Just like 2/2 flash Death Touch to like flash it and block their Carnage Tyrants. Handles that card nicely. Is that my only big piece? I think that was my only big piece of feedback.